Let's begin a new chapter, chapter number 2, which talks about auditors' responsibilities and general auditing principles. Clear? You need to understand first the basics of the chapter, why we are doing this chapter, and what are the things we are going to cover in this chapter, right? And then we'll be able to understand every standard as it is. Okay, there are some standards which is again repeated from your intermediate syllabus only, nothing new, but there are some standards which is absolutely new for you, which you have no idea about in inter. Okay, so this particular standard right now, what we are going to study is not this is not evidence standard. This is not an evidence based standard. Clear? This is only responsibilities. What do you mean by responsibilities here? Clear? In case certain situations, what to do? Clear? In case of certain situations, what to do? So this standard is not where we sit and collect evidence. For that, we have a separate chapter, right? So there we'll be studying about audit evidence, which is again an easy chapter, right? There are very few standards which, you have to be very careful about. Other things are very easily understood, okay? Provided there is consistency and studies. Right. So this particular chapter is only talking about general audit principles and auditor's responsibility in certain situations. So how many standards we are going to cover here? We are going to cover 5 standards. How many standards we are going to cover? 5 standards, sir. One is SA 240, which we are going to cover. Second is SA 250, which we are going to cover. SA 260, 299, 402. Sir, in these 5 standards, the new standards for you, which you'll be seeing for the first time, is SA 250 and SA 402. These are the 2 standards which you will be seeing as a new standard. NOMA, SA 260 also we have seen in inter. Clear? SA 260 also we have seen in inter when it comes to completion and review chapter. Right? There we have seen 260, 265 and 450 together. Okay? Now, so SA 250 and 402. SA 250, a glance we have seen in chapter number 19, if you remember. Chapter number 19, do you remember? No Claire. Non-compliance of laws and regulations, remember? Yes, right? Chapter number 19, professional ethics, we have seen in the beginning only. Non-compliance of no clear, between 250 and no clear we had seen difference. No, I'll show you. See, non-compliance with laws and regulations, and then we had also went and to check the difference between SA 250 and NOCLAR, right? So remember here, SA 250 applicable only on audit, right? So auditors responsibilities talks about what? Auditors responsibility. And what is this? Professional ethics chapter talks about what? Auditors responsibilities. Okay, right. Come to chapter number 2 now. Let's talk about SA 240. Sir, SA 240 is very I would say a moderate to important range of chapter. Okay, easy standard, easy, not chapter, easy standard, moderate to important range. Clear? Mod to important range, easy, lengthy, easy and lengthy, right? After that 250, I'll write here only. This is a big standard for you. Okay, this is an average standard for you. This is easy standard for you. I will still write average, but this is easy. SA 299 we have done in reporting. In intermediate you would have done it. Clear? SA 260 very important from CA final perspective. Clear? That's why a small glimpse of this, right, was given. Not small glimpse only. Majority of the standard was given in inter for you. Completion and review, very important standard. Clear? And SA 402 extremely important. And with respect to 402, there is one more standard which we'll be seeing in chapter number 11. Clear? In chapter number 11, in assurance engagement, we will be seeing SAE, standards on assurance engagement. We'll be seeing more of that. Is that clear? Yes. Introduction, did you understand about the chapter? What are we going to see in this? Yes, sir. Are you ready for this? I'll tell you one more thing. SA 240 is one of the interesting standards that you will ever see. Why? It talks about fraud, right? So be alert in this chapter. Be alert in this chapter and try to understand the situations and the examples, because here it should be a lot of examples and explanations. So your focus should be there. And since it's a lengthy standard, you might tend to see, okay, sir, it is going too long. It will feel that because of the content there. A lot of examples have been given by the standard itself, which will be seeing it. Okay, let's just go through the introduction. 200 establishes independent overall responsibilities while conducting audit of financial statements. Overall responsibilities, not one specific, overall responsibility. 240 deals with specific responsibility relating to fraud alone. Clear? Remember, 240, if you make 420, you are a fraud. Correct? Understood? So 240 specifically talks about what? Specifically talks about your responsibility towards the fraud. Which type of fraud, sir? Fraud in an audit of financial statements. In an audit of what? Financial statements. FSS, financial statements. Scope of SA 240, very simple, again the same, with respect to what? Responsibility relating to fraud. Its requirement assists the auditor in identifying and assessing the ROMM due to fraud in designing procedures to detect such misstatement. Before we move on, I want you to tell me what is the objective of the auditor. Not here. Generally, what is the objective of auditor? What is the objective of auditor? In the CA final topic, they have not given it as introduction. In CA Inter, they have given you. What is the objective of auditor? There are two objectives, primary objectives as per SA 200. Number one. Number two, I will tell you. Number two is reporting. Number one. No. Shivgami, reporting is nothing but opinion only, no? Okay, let me give you that consideration. Opinion, elaborate that. Yes, super Rishabh, lovely. First objective will always say that yes, Paul, more or less it is yes, but not the exact wordings, right? So an auditor should, his main objective is to provide reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error. Now SA 240 says, boss, I am only bothered about what? This. Clear? SA 240 says to identify this. SA 240 will help you. SA 240 will help you. Did you get it? What does SA 240 stands for? Where is it useful? Yes? Okay? Yes, no, don't know. One of them. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, sir, generally, no, every time student will ask me one question. Inter, finals, everywhere, one question is there. Even generally people ask, is auditor responsible for not detecting fraud? Answer it no. Is he responsible for not detecting fraud? Yes or no? Is he responsible for not detecting fraud? Or we can hold him liable? Tell me, tell me. Depends on what? Whether? No, sir. Is not liable. Okay. If fraud exists, we can hold him liable. Okay. No, sir. Once if he comes across, he needs to, otherwise no, but with due diligence he need to perform. He is not responsible if he conducts audit procedure efficiently. Very good. Very good. Lovely answers. Lovely answers. So basically what we are trying to tell is, see, generally you can't make me liable just because fraud is there. But if I have found out the fraud and then I have not taken care of it, I was negligent, I was careless, and then I have not reported, then am I liable? Then am I liable? Yes. You found it. You found it. You have not taken care of it. You have ignored that. You are negligent about it. Therefore, you will be liable. But management had concealed the fraud. Clear? After my audit, in investigation, that fraud came out. Now they are telling, I am liable. Now they are telling I am liable. Very simple. If I have done my job properly, I put all the procedures, I took all care, I tried my level best. Even after that, if I have not found the fraud, I am not liable. I cannot be held liable. Not about intention. Neha, it's not about intention. Intention is secondary. Your procedure is important. Your responsibility. That is why we are studying under responsibilities. It is your responsibility to do certain things. And if you have taken care about your responsibilities, we can't blame you. Let me put a general situation in front of you. Imagine your parents. Now, do you agree that your parents have given you proper culture and upbringing? Do you believe that? My parents have taken care of me, sir. They have given me proper upbringing. They have given me proper culture. They have given me proper mindset, thought process, and whatever they could do, they have done it. Yes or not? Yes or not? Anyone here believes that the parents have not given enough to you? Tell me. If yes, just say yes. Now the question is, if they have given everything that is there, upbringing is given, culture is given, thought process is given, facility is given, necessity is given, needs given, wants also given. Even after this, you go and you do bad things in the society. Who is responsible for this? Who is responsible for this? Tell me, who is responsible for this? The child. Us, sir. What we did, we are responsible for it. Right? So I can't blame your parents. I cannot even think of blaming your parents. It is wrong if I blame your parents. Correct? Because if we go and complain there also, what will they say? Sir, we have done everything that is required, sir. Whatever scenario comes, you have taken action on it. Now, even after that, if he's not doing it, what can we do? Similarly, as now I'll remove the parent and I'll put auditors there. I'll remove the child and I'll put management there. Despite doing everything, if the management is doing fraud, what can we do? Tell me. Can you hold me liable? You can't hold me liable, boss, because I've done everything what there has to be done. It is a management who is not listening to me. So what can I do? I can't do anything with respect to that. Correct? So SA 250 clearly says it's your responsibility to do the procedures with respect to fraud if there is any indication. Do we go with the mindset to the client's place thinking this fellow is a fraud? Dagalbaji. Yes? Can we say that? No, sir. We have to go with an unmodified mindset. Saying, okay, this fellow's financial statement is prepared as per financial reporting framework. there is no error, there is no fraud, and then we start our audit. In the process, we find certain mistakes, and those are indicators for us. There you have to be careful. Is it actually an error or actually a fraud? If that gives an indication that there involves fraud, be alert and start going and verifying that. Those things, if you have done, then you are not liable. Of course, now how do I prove it that I have done it? How do I prove it? Tell me, how do I prove it? That I have done my responsibilities properly. How? Yes, super. Yes, Neha. Yes, Shivagami. My audit documentation will talk. My working papers will talk. What is the definition of audit documentation and what is the definition of working papers? Tell me. Definition. It's a record of three things. A record of three things. What is that? Procedures performed, conclusions reached, and evidence obtained. Process. Remember the cycle. I told you, remember the cycle. Number one, evidence and conclusion will not come without procedures, Shivagami. Number one, procedures. Number two, evidence. Number three, conclusions. Process is very important. If you mess up the order, although you might complete the answer, but again, it will not look good. Okay? Right, sir. What is the objective? Same objective, sir. Identify and assessing ROMM in the financial statements due to fraud. Obtain SAI about assessed ROMM due to fraud, through designing and implementing appropriate responses. The response we given under SA 330. Clear? Evaluating ROMM is under 315. But applying the procedures to evaluate that here for fraud is SA 240. Clear? Yes. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Right, sir. Meaning of fraud and its characteristics. Very easy. What is the meaning of fraud? Nothing. Sir, this is error. This is fraud. Like how there is a song in Hindi, but most of you don't understand Hindi, so I'll not narrate that. What is there between error and fraud? What is there between error and fraud? Yes. Sir, imagine Neha is in front of me, okay, and I'm standing behind Neha and I hit her head like this. Error or fraud? Error or fraud? So physical abuse. Hey, nonsense. Error or fraud, you tell. Violence. I don't like it, but violence likes me. Fraud, the intentions depends. Now she's standing right in front of me. I hit her head. Now she'll ask me, why did you hit my head? I will tell her, oh, did I hit your head? I'm so sorry. By mistake it happened. Now, by mistake it happened, meaning what? Error, sir. But I said, she asked me, why did you hit me? I'm like, your face only is like that. I felt like hitting you. I'll hit you more. I'll hit one more. Now, I'll tell, Neha Academy did a lot of unethical practices, therefore I felt like hitting. Take one more. Now on forehead I'll hit. Sir, what is this? I am doing it intentionally, no? I'm not supposed to do it, but I'm still doing it intentionally. Double fraud, it seems. Very good. What is this? Double omelette, double fraud. Still fraud, sir. Right? So, if it is by mistake you do something which you're not supposed to do, error. Understandable mistake. Clear? Second thing is, intentionally if I am doing it, then it is fraud. My mom is laughing, it seems. Okay. Hi, mom. Now, let's say, for example, you are there in your house. Okay. I'll give you a middle class family environment. Okay. Not high class family environment, middle class family environment. House, sir. On the window, no, in your house, if any window is there, the inside part of the window, there will be coins. On the table, there will be coins. Near the TV, there will be coins. On the fridge, there will be coins. Money is there everywhere. Correct? You open your mother's bag, it's a treasure in its own world. Safety pin will be there. Dried flowers will be there. Clear? And if she goes to a lot of temple, then kumkum will be there. Bindi will be there. Correct? A lot of pens will be there. You name it, it is there. It's basically, it's actually not a purse. Right? Lot of coins. Lots and lots of coins. State government will actually take money from your mother's wallet. That many coins will be there. But no notes. Very less number of notes will be there and a lot of coins will be there. But for weird reason, mom's bag will be very heavy. If you actually, make it, put it upside down and you dust it, no. You will actually see fog in front of you. Now imagine in this type of environment where coins are there everywhere. Summer vacation it is. Okay. Popsicle is there. You want to purchase popsicle. You know what is popsicle? You know what is popsicle? Popsicles? Yes. Ice candy? Ah, yes, sir. Sir, no. Popsicle. Be posh. Aesthetic. Popsicle. Right? Ice candy. Correct. In general language, ice candy. I think in Tamil you say kuchi mitai. Correct, no? Yes, sir. Kuchi ice. Yes. See? I know. Neku telusu. Neku is Brahmin, sir. Now, how? Talent, skill. Now tell me, imagine your mother is not there in the house, father is not there in the house. Now the question is, if I take one 5 rupee coin from the table, middle class family is where the concept of all furniture fails. Furniture will lose its purpose in middle class family. For example, what is the purpose of dining table? What is the purpose of dining table? We should have food there, sir. But tell me one thing. Except sitting and having food. Everything will be there. Pen stand on dining table. Bag on dining table. Clear? Vegetables, you have to keep it in the fridge, but you keep it on dining table. Clear? Books on dining table. Correct. In fact, kids will be made sit on the dining table. Right? Any furniture, let's say you got some other things from here, IKEA, here and there, you put it on dining table. Dining table is actually D for not dining table, D for dustbin. In fact, if you see, if I give you a proper representation of it, if any curry has been fallen down, that also we will not wipe, it will dry out. Rice has fallen, it will dry out. Now imagine you have seen coins here and there and you take one 5 rupee coin, you eat popsicle. Your mother catches you eating popsicle. What is the first question she'll ask? What's the first question she'll ask? Who gave you money? Where did you get the money from? How dare you? Na ಧೈರ್ಯ ಅವನಕ್ಕೆ. Correct. ಏರಿಯನ್ನ 5 rupees ಎತ್ತೀನಿ. Correct. ಏರ 9 rupees ಎತ್ತೀನಿ. This is Tulu language, okay? Yes. Obviously, Neha Academy. Fraud, no. Now, obviously, she'll ask, no, who took my 5 rupees? Clear? My precious 5 rupee coin, who took? Now, she'll ask you, forget about 5 rupees. She doesn't know, no, that you have taken 5 rupees. What if you have taken 15 rupees? Clear? So she'll ask, who gave you money? Or where did you get the money from? What will be your answer? What will be your answer? What will be your answer? Huh? Come on, fraudsters, answer. My dear fraudsters. What will be your answer? Your answer will be what? Dad gave money. Very good. Mother will go and ask dad, did you give money? Dad will be like, I was not at home only. Right? Now, imagine she gets to know that you have taken money from the teapot or the table. How will she treat you? By putting garland, puja, archana? Huh? No, sir. No, sir. She said, so cute, my child, you are. Please come home. I will give you a well-deserved massage. A well-deserved massage I will give you. Indian parents are so considerate that without we asking, they keep giving us massage whenever they want. Isn't that good? Tell me, where else do you find this type of culture? And massage is not just from hands. Legs also will be there. Head also will be there. Right? Not only that, sir, belt massage, leather massage. Leather to leather, friction, massage. Then, sir, utensils. So that, see, they say you have to wear silver, you have to wear gold so that, your body should be attached with some metal. And that's what even parents think of it. Why do you guys, consider it bad? You are misunderstanding it. Clear? Steel, right? Some other metal, she'll be hitting you. You take that massage, no? Broomstick. That is because, see, you didn't understand. Because you're so cute and you are so, beautiful, you're so handsome, you're so brilliant. So people should not put nazar on you. People should not say, oh, you're so cute. That's why in the broom and she hits, all that negative, evil energy will go. Don't misunderstand your mother. Now, you would have taken 5 rupee. Just 5 rupee you would have taken. But for that 5 rupee, you are getting the massage worth of 5,000. Am I right? None of the spa can give you this value. My question to you, don't you ask one question in your head, what have I done so much also? I just took 5 rupees. For 5 rupees, you are hitting me like this, huh? Yes or no? Sir, today it is 5, tomorrow what? Now your mother will tell, it is not about the money, it is about the behavior. In Kannada there is a saying, Adike kadru kallane, ane kadru kallane. Meaning, you steal, what is it? Arracanate, you steal a thief. You steal an elephant, you steal a thief. Subtitle, no maja. Right? So it's not about 1 rupee, it's not about 5 rupees, it's not about 10 rupees. It's about you behaving. You took it without telling. That is what I don't like. Now, you will ask, that means, can I tell you and take more massage? No. That is not the point of discussion at all, is what your mother will tell. And if your mothers, usually they'll be tired after 5-10 minutes of massage giving. And then comes the OG, dad. Parents hit in installments. Okay, morning session mother will take care, afternoon session father will take care. Again evening session mother will take care, night session father will take care, and you are like a temple bell. Clear? In Hindi there is a song, na tune mari entry or dil mein baji ganti. It is not tune mari entry or dil mein baji ganti. Tune mari entry or I am the ganti. That's the question here. It's not about the money that you have taken. It's about the behavior that you did. 5 rupees is not a big amount. But today 5, the way they compound, crazy. Today 5, tomorrow 50, day after tomorrow lakhs and then crore. Oh, so here reality does not work. But when we say, you fund our business, you give us that particular money. Today it is 50,000, tomorrow it can be 5 crore. And parents will be like, yeah, 5 crore. Come back to reality. Now the question here is, the behavior is what was addressed and not the amount. Sir, so much story you told, for what? I'll take you from the story and I'll put management. Let that 5 rupees be 5 rupee only. I'll take your mom and put auditors in place. Now you tell me, as an auditor, you can't hit and all, obviously. Would you want to ignore the embezzlement of 5 rupees, or would you want to meticulously put procedures and ask questions for that embezzlement of 5 rupees? Tell me, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Come on, auditors, answer this question now. What do you want to do? Do you want to ignore and continue with the procedure, or do you want to be alert, see what is the situation, and then amend your strategy, plan, procedures? Obviously, we want to amend, sir. It's not about 5 rupees. Like you said, it's about behavior. Right? So, I need to understand that part. Yes. Right. So basically, there is a difference between error and fraud, and the difference is nothing but intention. Clear? Intention is the biggest thing which gives me the ability to see whether it is a fraud or it is an error. Is that clear? Is that clear? Any doubts in the concept of fraud and error? Any doubts? Absolutely clear? Because only after this we'll be able to go ahead. Okay. So fraud is an intentional act by one or more individuals. Sir, who can do fraud, sir? Who can do fraud? Who can do fraud? Anyone, sir. Anyone can do fraud. Number one, could be management only. Could be TCWG only. Could be employees also. Or even third parties. Right? So, what do you mean by fraud? What is fraud? Intentional act. Clear? It is what? Intentional act. Intentional act for what, sir? Intentional act for what? Purpose of doing this. Clear? Who does it? What is the purpose of doing this? Number one, to gain unjust or illegal advantage. See, if it is just and legal, no problem. But illegal advantage is where we have little problem with them. Clear? Number one. Number two, who does it, sir? Who does it? A, management can do it. B, employees can do it. C, TCWG can do it. And then D, third party can do it. Right? Third party means who, sir? Creditors, debtors, etc. These people also can do it. Now, how are they doing it, sir? Intentional act, correct. How? Clear? By using deceptive methods. By using what? Deceptive methods. By using deceptive methods, they try to fool you and get unjust or illegal advantage, which is not right. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Understood the meaning? Yes. Misstatement can arise from either fraud or error. Am I right? The distinguishing factor is nothing but whether it is intentional or unintentional. So I'll highlight here again. It is an intentional act. It is what? Intentional act. Unjust or illegal advantage. Okay. Deceptive method. Although fraud is a broad legal concept, concerned with fraud that causes a misstatement in the financial statement. Sir, fraud is a very big concept. Fraud is a very big concept. For example, one of the employee in the entity, without telling the other person, he took his car key, used the car, he had to take his girlfriend out on a date, used the car during office hours, used it, came, parked the car, went and gave the key back to that person. Now tell me the answer. Is this a fraud? Is this a fraud? Is this a fraud? Okay, correct, sir. Yes, misusing the assets. But is it related to my financial statements? Is this related to my financial statements? Neha, yes, it is a fraud. Because without telling, you have used someone's assets. Now, tomorrow, imagine you park the vehicle here and I use your vehicle for my purpose without telling you. It's a fraud. But my question to you, as an auditor, should I be bothered about this and should I go and investigate that? Or should I go and put procedures for that? The answer is no. I cannot. I should not. I should not. Because it is not related to financial statements. On the other hand, sir, the same person stole cash. Company's cash he stole. Should I put procedures here? Yes. Why? Although fraud is a broad legal concept, my concern is only for that fraud which causes a material misstatement in the financial statements. I am not really bothered about any other fraud. If it's happening, I have no role in that. It's out of my scope. Is that clear? Is that clear? Two types of misstatement can happen. Misstatements relating to, it is not FRF. Okay, it is not FRF. So sorry. It is FFR. It is not FRF. It is FFR. Okay. Fraudulent financial reporting. FFR is nothing but fraudulent financial reporting. Okay, fraudulent financial reporting. Sir, what is fraudulent financial reporting? We will discuss it little later. Clear? The entire chapter is only about that. Clear? Number one. Number two, misstatement relating to misappropriation of assets. What do you mean by misappropriation? Not using it in the right sense. Clear? Like you stealing the assets, misappropriation. Using the assets for personal use, misappropriation. Clear? So all these things, selling without any authority and using the money for your own benefit, misappropriation. So two types of intentional misstatements are there. One resulting from FFR, one is resulting from misappropriation of assets. Clear? Now, fraud due to above reasons involves incentives or pressure to commit fraud, perceived opportunity to do so, and some rationalization of act. Meaning, why do they do fraud, sir? You leave everything aside, just think of one thing. No, why do you do the fraud? Let me ask you a simple question. Very simple question. Basic question. Honestly, how many of you have copied in the exam? How many of you have copied in the exam? School, college, anywhere. CA exam, it's okay. Even if you copy, no, you will be not sure because the person who's writing, even he is not sure about the answer. So both of you are not sure. You are not sure about the answer. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. Neha says I've copied. Others, don't be so innocent also. Don't be so innocent also. Copied. Okay, sir. Very good. Honestly. Super. Now you tell me one thing. 2 to 3 times in school, sir. No problem. Numbers don't matter. Did you do it or not? Why did you do it? What made you do it? What is the reason for doing it? Marks. Why? What if you don't get that? Otherwise, mom will not sign the report card, sir. Exactly what I mean by pressure. Parents teachers meeting. We want to avoid scolding. We need to get 90%. Otherwise, mom will ask why. Right? Yes, sir. Which means you are under the pressure of performing. So under that pressure, you might end up doing not what those acts which you are not supposed to do. Don't say majburi and all. There is no majburi as such. You can go and tell your parents that I did not understand this. Okay. Don't put it under the heading called majburi. Okay. You are. See here also fraud, liar. So you were under pressure to do it. Majburi is nothing but, in Tamil you say sulnala. Circumstances where I am forced to do it. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. That type of situation. Okay. So basically, if you are copying, you are copying to get good marks. Why good marks, sir? Because sir, there's a pressure in society, sir. There's pressure at home, sir. I'll ask you, I'll put you in one situation. If your parents have told you that it's okay, whatever marks you are getting, no problem. You should be a good human being. You should learn. In the process of learning, you get less marks, no problem. You fail, no problem, but you should learn from that failure. If they had told you this, would you copy? Never, sir. In fact, you would be even more honest with your parents. You would open up with your parents saying, this subject I'm not understanding, I don't know how will I score. Correct? You wouldn't require tuitions in the first place in school level. Am I right? We never thought of that, sir. Right? Since your mom is there, I'm telling, do not tell the kids or the children that you will be judged because of the marks. Marks is not the criteria to judge. Definitely not the criteria to judge. The ability to clear the exam is not dependent on the marks, is dependent on the person's ability and how you motivate the person. Right? The backing that a parent gives fills immense confidence in students to go to the exam and write without fear. Half the kids go to exam with the pressure of clearing and getting good marks, not because they want to do it, because they will be judged. If that is the case, 90% in school if you are expecting, why are you not expecting the same percentage in CA? Why here when it comes, you clear no problem. You just have to clear no problem. Because what? Societal pressure. Yes, they will have their relatives, their neighbors, somewhere they'll come and tell, my kid scored 90%, how much did your kid score? But do we have that courage to say, no problem, marks don't matter, he's learning. Absolutely no issues. Right? And because of that, it feels immense confidence when a parent tells it's okay. Right? I, from a science background, I failed miserably, but my parents told it's okay. Of course, they had their share of anger, their share of frustration. But when it came to CA, my parents told only one thing to me: you take your time. You take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Don't do this, don't do that. You take your time. As long as we are there, we will take care of you. You don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about anything else. That gave me a lot of courage to learn conceptually. It is okay if I don't clear in this attempt, next attempt, no problem. Because trust me, the parents' support is next to none. Even a teacher can't match that. Right? So obviously we were under too much of pressure to get it. We need to score 90, that's why we want to copy. But if that pressure only was not there, who will sit and copy? We'll learn better. We'll have fun and learn. And not every time we'll be doing homework because, oh, yo, my mom will hit me now. Why? If I don't study, she'll tell, you will become, and how, what examples they used to give us? Will you become watchman? You will become driver? Why? Aren't they skillful? Isn't driving a skill? Will you become lift operator? Yes. Why? They're also brilliant. Probably they did not have the situation to study. Correct? Why people don't talk that? Will you become a bad engineer, bad CA? Right? If you do not do that, if you don't put those type of thoughts in the head of kids, it'll be much more useful. Now I can talk now. As much as possible. Tomorrow even I'll have to follow that. When I become a parent, even I'll have to follow that. Right? As much as possible. So I don't blame only the parents. It also has to do with the society system. The system is forcing you to judge based on the marks. Right? If you pick up many CAs, how many of them have actually scored 90 plus throughout and then became CA? So are you telling me that people who have not scored 90 plus can never become CA? Wrong. Because in CA, it is not about just the marks. It's about the ability. So why people do fraud is just because of pressure. Sometimes not just pressure, sir. Incentive will be there, sir. What is incentive? Hey, you do this. I'll give you 10% extra commission. Imagine somebody says, you steal 500 rupees from your house. For the next 10 days, food is sponsored by me. Won't you steal? Won't you steal? It's an incentive placed in front of you. The moment incentive is placed in front of you, automatically you'll start doing fraud. Sir, give an example which is relatable, sir. Okay. Investor says, the day you clock 100 crore turnover, I'm going to invest 50% of it. Or I'll give you 50 crore. Now it's an incentive for me. Getting investors. For that 100 crore revenue, from where will I clock? If I do fraud and show 100 crore turnover, I'll get 50 crore, no? Or I'll get whatever investors have told. Incentive to commit fraud. There's no pressure, but there's incentive. Incentive is something which is in addition. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Example. Then rationalization of act. Sir, what do you mean by rationalization? You telling what you have done is right. You picked up that 5 rupees, you stole that 5 rupees, you went and ate, and you're saying, I didn't find anything wrong in that. What it is right. Now, there are 3 things which we have to understand in this chapter. Due to incentive, people do fraud. Due to pressure, they do fraud. And due to some rationalization of the act, they do fraud. Clear? Example. Management is under pressure from sources outside or inside the unit to achieve an unexpected, perhaps unrealistic earnings target or financial outcome. Like I said, turnover and money. I'll invest in you provided you get 100 crore. A target set even in banks to open so much accounts in this month. They try to ask everyone to open an account so that they get some benefit. That is fine. Because you're not doing fraud, no, you're just requesting everyone. But what is fraud in this? You open a fake bank account. That is fraud. To show more accounts opened, you show fake bank accounts. So that is fraud. To increase the turnover, you do more credit sale, no problem. But you are doing dummy credit sale is a fraud. Absolutely no issues. This is not a fraud. Understood? Clear? Yes, sir, which I have received from my parents immensely supporting me and motivating me, did not force me, that gave me the freedom of. Yes, freedom is very important to study. In this context, rationalization means in this context, there is no rationalization. There is no rationalization at all. Rationalization is where you justify what you did is right. Even though it is wrong, you are justifying it is right. Now, I can't change your mindset. No. I can't change your mindset. Now, you took that 5 rupees for popsicle. Your mother is saying, without telling you have taken it is wrong. And you'll be like, no, it is my house. I will take it. What I did is right. How can you change people's mindsets? So, because of mindset also, fraud will happen. So, you need to take action on it. Now, imagine you rationalize it by telling, Mom, you didn't give money, that is why I stole. Now, the question is, you are justifying that your act is right. Are you being sorry for your act? No. You are justifying that what you did is right, which is wrong. No. How can you say that? What you did is wrong only. Without telling you have taken money, wrong only. Right? So, if you are rationalizing, if you are justifying your act, not the right way to deal. Clear? It is not the right thing to do as well. Okay? Right, sir. Next. Individuals may have an incentive to misappropriate the assets because individuals are living beyond their means. Incentive, sir. If I say you do fraud, next day morning in front of your house, you increase this particular turnover and management will tell, I'll gift you BMW. I'll gift you BMW car. Will you do it or not? Tell me, will you do it or not? Will you do it or not? Of course I will do it, sir, it seems. This is what we call as mindset, rationalization. What you did is right, you'll tell. Sir, to buy one BMW, entire life I have to earn, no, sir. They are giving it to me, what is wrong in that? Are you getting it? Are you getting it? It happened. Now, I'll put you in one situation. Imagine, for 1 kilometer, rickshaw guy will charge 40 rupees. Okay? But when you ask him, he'll tell, you have to give 80 rupees to me. Is this right? Is this right? Is it right? The answer is no. The answer is no. But when you ask him, sir, this is unfair, sir, this is fraud, sir, he will tell, this is not fraud. This is not fraud. This is what I feel is right. This is not fraud. This is right. Now he is rationalizing his act. Clear? Individuals. Sir, you may have an opportunity to commit fraud. Sir, what is opportunity? Imagine you know where your father has kept bundles of cash. Is that an opportunity for you to flick money? Bundles of cash. You know where exactly it is. You know the locker key, everything you know. Is it an opportunity for you to flick money? Yes, there is an opportunity. There is an opportunity. So, whenever there is an opportunity, some people will do fraud. So, we need to ensure that these opportunities also should not be there. Clear? We should not keep a lot of cash in hand because there is a risk of embezzlement and fraud. Right? Closing stock. Huge amount of closing stock. I steal some of them. Opportunity. Sir, in office, stationery, no one is there. I can steal. Opportunity. Individual believes internal control can be overridden because the individual is in position of trust or knowledge of specific deficiencies in internal control. The one meaning the one who devised has the ability to breach. The one who devised has the ability to breach. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? The one who devised has the ability to breach means the one who devised the internal control, he only has the ability to breach. You only put up the password. Don't you know the password? Yes. If you know the password, you'll know whatever you want to do with that particular device. No, which is wrong. It's an opportunity. Yes, the lawmakers has the ability to know the loopholes, not the ability, they know it. Right? So obviously it is an opportunity to commit the fraud. Should we do it or not? That's the question. Individuals may be able to rationalize committing a fraudulent act. Some individuals possess an attitude, character, or ethical values that allow them knowingly and intentionally to commit a dishonest act. However, otherwise, honest individuals can commit fraud in an environment that imposes sufficient pressure on them. Generally, these honest people will not do fraud until and unless there is pressure. But if your mindset only is to commit fraud, can I change you? Your attitude only is that. I can't change you. I need to fire you. I can't change. Clear? Yes. So this is what fraud meaning and characteristic is. It's an intentional act. Clear? It's an intentional act. What is the purpose of committing the fraud? To gain unjust or illegal advantage. And how do you do it? By using deceptive method. And who does it? It could be TCWG, management, employer, third parties. TCWG, management, employer, third parties. Understood? Clear? Purpose, how, who? Yes. In fact, if you want, you can take this out and you can write why. Why, how, who? Clear? Why, how, who? Why? Because unjust or illegal advantage I want. How? Deceptive method. And who? TCWG, management, employees, others. Right? Did you understand? Did you understand? Any doubts in this? Any doubts? This was actually there in the old syllabus of intermediate, but they have removed that from there. And then they said at intermediate level, we'll not keep it, we'll put it in final level. Now, how FFR happens, sir? Sir, FFR means what? Don't tell me the full form. Fraudulent financial reporting of situations, sir. Let's try and discuss with it. Now, let's bring it here. What are the types of fraud? What are the types of fraud? There are two types. One is called fraudulent financial reporting and one is called misappropriation of assets. Clear? Misappropriation of assets. Now, in fraudulent financial reporting means what I'll highlight only a couple of words. You need to understand that. One is, we are talking about when you're reporting, you do fraud. Sir, actually you have not done, but reporting you have done fraud. Shivagami, it's not FRF. FRF is Financial Reporting Framework. We are talking about FFR. And MA. Clear? Right? Now, You're reporting in a fraudulent manner. That doesn't mean you have committed fraud. Like for example, Byju's revenue. Now you tell me what they did is 3-year revenue, for example, recorded as current year revenue. Is this fraud? 3-year revenue recorded as current year revenue, is this fraud? Sir, if you knew about the accounting policy, then yes, intentional act, therefore fraud. If you had not known about this, then no. But there is no scope of you not knowing now because auditors have pointed it out. Yes. So you're supposed to change. Which means you knew that there was a fraud. Now what are you supposed to do? Sir, this here, it does not mean revenue was not received. It does not mean that revenue was not received. Okay? It simply was disclosed or was reported as current year revenue without the bifurcation. Without the bifurcation. Still, it is fraud. Nature of what? Nature of fraud, FFR or FR fraud. FR fraud. We never said we didn't receive money. We received money. But we told that we received all the money now and it belongs to this year. This is reporting you have done wrong. That's called fraudulent reporting. Clear? Second thing, you have not even received the money, but you have shown that you have got bigger turnover. That is also FR fraud. Clear? This is one of the examples of FR fraud. Like there's many examples we have to discuss in the chapter, upcoming portions of this chapter or the standard rather. Clear? Yes. So this is still a fraud only. Why? We are talking about financial reporting fraud, not assets, misappropriation of assets. Clear? So in this, how do we do it? Sir, intentional misstatement. Intentional misstatement. I have already explained you what do you mean by misstatement. What does misstatement means? The difference between the amount that you should have shown here versus the amount you have shown. We'll talk a lot about you. Yes, what you should do versus what you did is nothing but misstatement. So it's an intentional misstatement and therefore we have to consider it as a fraud. Clear? It is an intentional misstatement, but why did we do it? Why did we do it? Why? To deceive FS users. To deceive what? Financial statement users. Are you getting it? Clear? Now, there are three types. There are three ways rather than that. Ways to commit FFR. Number one. Manipulation. Falsification, alteration. Manipulation, falsification, alteration. Clear? Of what? accounting records, manipulation. What do you mean by manipulation? Falsification, very clear. What you are lying. Clear? You are lying. This could be omission, this could be commission, whatever it is. What does manipulation means? Showing something and doing something. That is called manipulation. Clear? Right? Calculating in a different way so that people will not understand, or making them believe what you want them to believe by giving wrong information. Clear? So that is called manipulation. Alteration is nothing but change. Okay, what? Accounting records. Supporting documentation. Clear? Because based on this only FS is prepared. No. Based on this only FS is prepared. Clear? Number 2, second methodology. This I will highlight for you. Falsification and alteration. Okay. Number 2, misrepresentation or intentional omission. Intentional omission from FS. What are we omitting? Events, transactions, or other significant information. Other significant information. Right? You can remember this as like this. Sign in. Sign in means what? Significant information. Clear? So, misrepresentation, representing wrong, sir. This is nothing but fraud of omission. Not error of omission, fraud of omission. And this is fraud of commission. Fraud of emission and fraud of commission. Clear? Then third we have is intentional misapplication of accounting principles. Intentional misapplication of accounting principles. With respect to what? Amount, classification, presentation and disclosure. Press this. Presentation and disclosure. Clear? And this is what we call as fraud of principles. Sir, their commission omission you put, your principles will put. Clear? Right? So if you do any of these, you are committing FFR. Okay, you are committing what? FFR. One is what? Manipulation, falsification, alteration, misrepresentation or intentional omission, intentional misapplication of accounting principles. These three things are the basic or primary ways of committing fraud through financial reporting. Okay? Yes? Right, sir. Involves what? Intentional misstatement including omission or disclosures to deceive FS users, can be caused by efforts of management to manage earnings in order to deceive users by influencing their perception to the entity's performance and profitability. Clear? May be accomplished by the following. How? Manipulation, falsification, alteration including forgery, misrepresentation, intentional omission, intentional misapplication of accounting principles. Sir, intentionally misapplying. You know that there is an accounting policy where inventory should be valued at cost or NRV, whichever is lower. You're intentionally valuing it at whichever is higher. Why? Let me discuss this. Example. Inventory valuation, let's say. What is the principle here that we follow? Cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Am I right? Yes. Now the question here is, just a minute. Now the question here is, let's say there are 10 lakh units. Cost is 100. NRV is 80. Value is equal to 10 lakh into 80. How much? 800 lakhs. This should be the valuation. Now, your valuation 10 lakhs into rupees 100. Now, tell me one thing. What is the difference between these two? What is the difference between these two? What is the difference? Any idea? Any idea as to what is the difference? 200 lakhs equivalent to 2 CR. Now the question is, where will this closing stock valuation be shown? Where will it be shown, sir? Answer, where will it be shown? Sir, first it will be shown in trading account as closing stock. Okay, 1000 lakhs. Second, it will be shown in balance sheet, asset side, closing stock, 1000 lakh. Am I right? Am I right? Now, can I say it is not 1000 lakh, there is overvaluation of closing stock by 200 lakhs. There is overvaluation of closing stock by 200 lakhs. This 200 lakhs will reflect in gross profit, which will be nothing but net profit later. So my profit increased, reserves and surplus increased, equity increased. On the other side, my asset increased. But is it a legal increase or is it not a legal increase? It is, sir. Tell me, sir, not a legal increase. Definitely not a legal increase. Therefore, now you tell me, this is intentionally you did or unintentionally you did. Sir, if you had known that inventory valuation is cost or NRV, whichever is lower, then you have done it intentionally. Otherwise, it is unintentional. So this is a misstatement. Now, whether this misstatement is due to fraud or this is due to error, that we need to see. Clear? So, if it is intentional, we can classify this under fraud basket. If it is unintentional, we can consider it as an error basket. Is that clear? Yes. Understood? Okay. Good. Good. Yes, sir. All right. It involves management override of controls as well. Now, what do you mean by management override of controls? You have put one internal control system. You're only breaching that controls. And because of that, obviously, reporting will go wrong. Clear? So, this is one of the difficult area to find. It's one of the difficult areas to find frauds. Because if management only is involved in overriding and hiding information, very difficult to find. Employee fraud is somehow we can find because management will support us in finding the fraud. But if management only is involved in the fraud, then it is very difficult. Clear? Right? Fraud can be committed by management overriding control. Such techniques very, very, very important. Extremely important. Recording fictitious journal entries, particularly close to the end of an accounting period. Sir, example, sir. Example you give, sir. Imagine provision. Provision is not at all required, but you create a provision. There was one of my client where when he had, his books were being checked, we were checking debtors. In that, at the end, year end only, he got to know that there is something called as cash negative or negative balance of cash. So what he did, he created fake credit sales. Created a fake credit sales. Sir, fake expenses. Clear? Increase in closing stock. These are all fictitious. It's not there at all. But only on paper you will see fictitious journal entries. Transaction never happened. But we put the entry in the books of accounts. Why, sir? To manipulate operating results to achieve other objectives. Operating results, I am manipulating. Profit or loss, I want to manipulate. If profit is more, investors will come. If loss is more, sir, tax will be saved. Clear? Provision for audit fee is a short-term provision or liability. Provision for audit fee. See, provision for audit fee. When do you finish your audit? When do you finish your audit? Next year. So when should you pay the fees? When that particular thing happens, no. So provision for audit fee is actually a provision, but you have to meet it. And provision for audit fee is definitely a liability. Short term. Definitely it's a short term. It cannot be a long term, no, because what is the intention? You're going to pay next year. That's the intention. Okay, so generally it's a short term provision. It will come under short term provisions. Alright, sir. Got it? Yes. And where is short term provisions or short term liabilities are shown? Obviously in the liability side. Right. Okay. Fictitious journal entry. Is this clear? Is this clear? Any doubts still here? No. Second, adjusting assumptions and changing judgments which you already used to estimate account balances. Sir, you thought 10% provision for bad debts, BFBD is good enough. Clear? Right? Now the question is, sir, suddenly I am changing my judgment. I am increasing it to 30%, sir. You tell me, higher the provision will result in reduction of profits. Will reduction of tax. Is this tax planning? No, it's not tax planning. It's tax evasion, fraud, crime. Clear? Inappropriately, see, you appropriately adjust the assumption, no problem. Sir, yes, sir, we got the idea that 10% is not enough. We might have to, lose more. That time 30% to do, no problem. I'm not saying every change is issue. Inappropriately, if you're adjusting, then there is an issue. Appropriately, you adjust, no problem at all. Then, omitting, advancing or delaying recognition. A classic example, the Byju's. Advancing the recognition. The revenue belongs to the next few years. You're recognizing it today only. Delaying the recognition. You're supposed to record today, but you're not recording. You're recording it at the next year. Clear? Omitting means what? Shh. Don't tell what happened. We will not tell the users that we have received this particular revenue. Skip. Yeah, like how you skip topics. No. How you skip topics in Inter. Yes. This don't want. ABC analysis you did no. Like that. Omit. Okay. Then concealing or not disclosing facts. Meaning what? Sir, hiding the fact. Clear? Concealing means what? It is there, but we are hiding it. Omitting means what? We are not even letting it come here. Okay? Not disclosing the facts that could affect the amounts recorded in the financial statements. Example. Big litigation. Not disclosed. Now, if this litigation becomes favorable for the opposite person, this company has to pay compensation, and the compensation will be very big. Very big. Is that clear? Okay. Then, complex transaction. What is complex transaction, sir? Very difficult to understand. And they have made it, they have structured to misrepresent the financial position, sir. Clear? For example, let us say one example I'll take here. Imagine company has investments. Okay? Company has investments in balance sheet. Now, company suffered loss. Company suffered what? Loss. Now, if I show this loss, people will be scared. Correct? So what I'll do? I cannot show loss. No. Now in P&L, I should show here to net loss. So what I'll do? My business is running under loss. Now to conceal that, I will enter into a complex transaction. How is complex transactions devised is, imagine these investments which is there in the balance sheet, no, sell at a higher rate in the market. Right? When you sell at a higher rate, are you earning profit or are you having loss? Profit or loss? Profit or loss? Profit or loss? Yes, profit. And profit is recognized where? Recorded where? P&L. So this profit will go and sit here. Which means net loss is gone. Now you will get as net profit. So loss has been concealed. Now what I'll do? Imagine this is financial year 24-25. Okay. In a financial year 25-26, I will purchase the investments back. I will purchase the investment back, which means my investment also is there, and I have concealed the last year's results also. Investors are happy. It is called entering into complex transactions that are structured to misrepresent the financial position or performance of the entity. Did you understand this? Then, altering records and terms. Sir, you show the sample as sales. Sample technically is not sale, no. Now, consignment you have shown, okay. Now, goods with consignment should be shown as closing stock, but you are not showing it as closing stock. You are showing it as goods have been sold and revenue has been recognized. So, these are what? Altering the records and the terms related to significant and unusual transactions. Related party transaction you are altering. Records you are altering, right? All these registers and all when you are altering for what? Obviously, some greater purpose which is illegal in nature. Clear? So this one particular question is extremely important. Management overriding controls. This is a topic for you. Management overriding controls. Fictitious journal entry, adjustments, assumptions and judgments. You are adjusting it. Omitting, advancing or delaying the recognition. Clear? Concealing. So fictitious journal entry. Clear? Adjusting the assumptions. Omitting, advancing the delaying recognition. Clear? Then concealing or not disclosing facts, right? Then engaging in complex transaction and altering the records. So if you remember this way, little unusual, but again, F square is there, correct? What is there? Facts are there, fictitious journal entry F square. Then assumptions A, right? Recognition R. Alteration is there, that again, yeah, if you want R, records are there, R square and T. Right? Management overriding controls fault. F square A, R square T. F square what? Fictitious journal entries and facts. Concealing or not disclosing facts. A for what? Adjusting assumptions and judgments have been adjusted and changed. And R square records and recognition, omitting, advancing or delaying recognition, alteration of records and terms. And T, engaging in transaction. Which transaction? Complex transaction. Remember like this. Clear? Yes. Right, sir. This is your first main question of this topic as to management overriding controls. In what are the techniques of overriding controls? In FART method, they override the control. F square, facts, fictitious. A, assumptions. R square, recognition and records. And T is for what? Transactions. Clear? Right, sir. Right. So we'll stop here for today. Okay. Yes, we usually take till 10 o'clock, but we'll stop here for today and we'll continue from tomorrow. Right. Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys. Have a wonderful Sunday.